Hey there, so today we have another review. This is a really fun one. I'm going to do Darwin's rants on this, but this is Great Lakes. This is Dortmunder Gold. So this is a pretty special brewery. It's a pretty decent sized brewery. And they just literally hit the store in Florida right now. So I was like, well, you got to try one of everything. I got this one, the Elliot Ness Amber, and then the Edmund Fitzgerald, their famous porter. So out of Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland strong, maybe. I've never been to Ohio. I'm trying to think. I've never been to Ohio. Maybe it's time to go to Ohio. I've been reviewing Fatheads. I've been reviewing Great Lakes, you guys. This is Dortmund Gold. Dortmund Gold. First time I had this was actually literally the first beer I had after my certified cicerone exam back in 2017 or something. This is a while ago, and pretty special beer. Yeah, this is literally the beer I celebrated taking the cicerone exam with. I just went to a bar. I was like, oh, well, I've never had this beer before. And then, obviously, the certified exam, you have to learn the BJCP. I was like, well, this is a Dortmunder, like, I think on the BJCP they call it like a, oh, geez, it's been so long. Pretty much, geez, Helles Export Beer. I think it's actually BJCB. Helles Export Beer. This is pretty much an Imperial Helles. The simplest way I could tell you. It is dark. Jesus Christ, I didn't remember this beer being that dark. This is a solid Helles. Helles literally translates to pale in German. This is like a deep gold to light amber color, right? I would call that even leaning on light amber. That is a pretty dark, pale, quote-unquote, pale lager. 5.8%. It's against Sky. Yeah, just nice and malty, a little bit of like a biscuit tone, a little bit of that kind of like fresh cut palm fruit, like fresh cut apple, a little bit of sweetness. Like kind of just toasty, biscuity, a little bit of like malty sweetness in here. So it does smell a little bit bigger. Maybe? Yeah, I mean, it's hard to really tell how big a beer is just based on the aroma. Well, it depends on the beer, but maybe a little bit big for Imperial, like a amber lager. So, like, again, this beer's almost 6%. So, toasty, a little bit of nuttiness, biscuit, cheers. Malt-driven German-style lager. Oh, weird. Okay. I didn't expect that. It is pretty smooth for 5.8, but 5.8 is pretty big. I mean, there's a reason why Kolsch, Helles, Pilsner, I mean, just name a bunch of the lager styles. They all generally, traditionally, specifically German, even the Czech styles, right? The Czech styles are even tinier. They're like 8 Plato. They're like, yeah, they hang out at like, well, Pilsner Quell's premium in that sense. Like, those beers generally hang out, under 4%. This beer is almost 6. So there's a reason why a lot of these beers hang around like 4 or 5%. This is basically 6%, right? It's got light kind of biscuity malt character to it, a little bit of toastiness, nice creamy, smooth mouthfeel. There's a creaminess to this lager, which is quite nice. Sells that as Imperial. But then it's got a little bit of bite of alcohol to it, right? Like, it is hard to generate lager at over 5.5, I'd say, to really make it drinkable. That's pretty nice. I think the little bit of complexity of malt sort of helps that beer, helps give that beer a little bit of body and malt complexity, where it's like a little bit toasty, a little bit biscuity, a little bit nutty. Has a like kind of almost like a rye character to it, which is quite interesting. But it's not really spicy, but like, there's almost like there's possibly another grain in here that I'm like trying to guess at, but it's probably not. But it's quite nice. It's just a crushable beer. Dangerous though. I think a lot of people might drink this like, like a regular old Sam Adams Boston Lager or a Fatheads Fat Tire, Fatheads, a New Belgium Fat Tire, well, the old one. They might drink this, a Blue Point Toasted Lager, right? There's great analogies. I might think this beer is like a 4.8, 5% beer, but it is basically 6%, 5.8, right? But I do end up sensing a little bit of that kind of alcohol, kind of like oomph character to it. It's good beer. I'm not quite sure the occasion where you really want to, would I rather like crush beer at like 4.4 instead of 5.8? I think so. I'd rather have like 5 of those instead of 4 of these, or whatever the math is, right? But maybe you have like 3 of those and 1 of these. So that's quite nice. The beer gets a solid 88 for me. Just very good. Great Lakes Dortmunder Gold Lager. Nice having you in the market. Cheers later.